Good morning, madam. Good morning, friends. So, as per our requirements, and today I am going to take a seminar topic on therapeutic communication and interpersonal relationship. Okay, so in that, so what do you mean by therapeutic communication? So, in that, certain definitions I have taken in the therapeutic communication. That is, so what do you mean by communication? Okay, so communication is a process of, okay, communication is nothing else but exchanging of information or exchanging of message from one person to other person is called as a communication, or the message that is going to be simultaneously, so sending and receiving and giving the feedback of the person is called as a communication. Okay, and what do you mean by therapeutic communication? So therapeutic communication is nothing else but an interpersonal interaction. So interpersonal interaction means an interaction between two persons. For example, that the interaction between the nurse and client is also one type of an interpersonal relationship. Okay, and also this therapeutic communication, mostly the nurse client relationship is called as a therapeutic relationship. So the nurse that she is giving a care to the client only in the setup of to promote and prevent the health of the client only. The nurse is going to make an interpersonal relationship with the person, so that is called as a therapeutic communication. Okay, so next we'll deal with the goals of therapeutic communication. So what is a goal of therapeutic communication? Means what, to establish a therapeutic nurse client relationship. So means, for example, now the client has to give an information regarding his health condition. So whenever the nurse want to have a nice communication with the client only, he can open up his mind and he can give the information whatever regarding of his health condition. Okay, and the second one, identify the most important client concern at the moment. So what they are saying, that what is a therapeutic communication means a client centered goal. So client centered goal, nothing else but, and to relieve, to promote the health of the client only. So this type of therapeutic communication is very very important. So if the nurse is not coordinating with the client and the client is not coordinating with the nurse, okay, and the communication and where the health relief measures is not going to be there for the patient. Okay, and also third one is assess the client perception of the problem as it unfolds. So what they are saying, that in the therapeutic communication, and according to the client perception of a problem and whatever the message she has to give. For example, now, yes, the patient have the condition of the disease of depression and due to the death of spouse. So what is a nurse concept here means, so the nurse has to understand the client therapeutic relationship. So what is the situation and how she can cope up the mind of the client. So that type of goal she has to express. Okay, and next one is facilitate the client expression of emotion. So whatever the client is having the problem, and the nurse has to be facilitate and make the communication with the client and ask the client to open him his mind and whatever the emotion and whatever the problem he is having, and ask the client to inform to the nurse. Okay, the nurse is going to be give some of the psychological support and the measurement to solve her problem. Okay, and the next one is a teach the client and family necessary self-care skills. So what they are saying, that the nurse is also in the therapeutic communication and she is also give the address between the self-care skills. So self-care skills means and how they can cope up with the health condition, okay, by himself or by the support of the family members, and how she can be coping with his problem, and recognizing the client's needs. So in the therapeutic communication, whenever you are making a therapeutic type of communication, and easily you can recognize the client problems. So because in the therapeutic communication, the nurse client relationship is very very important. Okay, so because, and the nurse is going to be make an authoritative, and also the freedom of communication is going to be given for the client to open up his needs. Okay, and next, implement intervention designed to address the client needs. So client needs, whatever the client need is there in the hospital, everything the nurse is going to be fulfilled, so the client will be having a trust towards the client. And last one is the guide the client towards identifying the plan of action to satisfy the social acceptable resolution. So what is going to be there here means, the client is having the problem of different kind of his depression. So for example, depression and due to his spouse. So what the nurse is going to be modifies action means that the client has to be, so the client has to be acceptable to solve the problem of the individual, and how he can cope up without his spouse, and whatever the actions he was to take place, and how he will live. And the nurse has to give every solution of this problem and make the client to be socially acceptable. So that kind of goal this therapeutic communication is going to be gives. And next one is a therapeutic communication techniques. So here therapeutic communication techniques, so in which way we can communicate with the client. Okay, so for the first one is accepting. So accepting nothing else but indicating a reception. So whatever the client is saying, so the nurse has to be accept and nod the head according to the situation. Okay, so that is the first therapeutic technique. And second one is what? Broad opening. So broad opening is nothing else but it is a allowing the client to take the initiation in introducing the topic. So what they are saying, that broad opening means, so whatever the information you are giving, and you should be broad open yourself to the client, or the client herself to the nurse. So that is very very important. Okay, and the third communication is a consensual validation. So consensual validation nothing else but whatever the information I am giving in the words, so that the person can understand or still whether he is agreeing with my topic or not. That is very essential. That is called as consensual validation. So mutual understanding between one person to other person. Okay, and the fourth one is encouraging comparison. So encouraging comparison means and asking that similarities and differences be noted. So what is the thing is that, and what are the previous experiences of the patient, and what is the present experiences of relationship between one person to other person, so that you have to identify. And next one, encouraging description of the prescriptions. So asking the client to be verbalized. Okay, so asking the client to be verbalized means whatever the problem the client is having, and ask him to open up his mind, so by in the words or through in the actions, so then only he can so relieve his burden from his heart. So next one, encouraging expression. So encouraging expression means asking the client to appraisal the quality of his or her experience. So nothing else but, for example, so the nurse is doing certain activities, and what is the client action towards the nurse activity. So that is also very very important, whether it is a positive positive way of appraisal or negative way of appraisal, and it has to be encourages in the therapeutic communication. And exploring. So exploring means delving further into a subject or idea. So means explaining in detail about the information. So for example, now client is having a one condition, and the client may not have the idea regarding of the disease condition. So what the nurse has to be explored, and she has to go in depth regarding of the subject, and what is the management, and what are the surgeries will perform, and what is the nursing management, and what the client role in that performance. So everything she has to explore it. And next one is a focusing. So focusing means and concentrating on a single point. So concentrating on a single point is also very very important in the therapeutic communication. For example, she is introducing regarding a one topic, and she has to concentrate in only that topic, and she should not be jump towards the other topics. So that is very very important. And the next one is a formulating a plan of action. So formulating a plan of action nothing else but asking the client to consider the kinds of behavior likely to appropriate a future situations. So what it means and the future plan of action, that is anger, anxiety, or harmlessly towards you or towards the other person. So that is also very very important. That is only a formulating a plan of action for the future. And next one, general leads. So general means giving an encouragement to continue. So if the client is giving some information to the nurse, and the patient has to be encouraged, and continuity of the information she has to give to the client. Okay, so that is a nurse role of the general leads of information. And next one is a giving information. So giving information, nothing else but, so for example, the client, the first time he has admitted in the hospital, and he don't know the external setup of the hospital and what are the activities they'll be performing in the hospital, and everything the nurse has to give a intimate information regarding from morning to till evening, whatever the activities will be going on, and when was a doctor rounds and when was a visiting hours of the parents. So everything she has to explain and give the information to the client. And next one is giving a recognition. So giving a recognition means, so acknowledgement indicating an awareness. So nothing else but giving a recognition, nothing else but the client has to be given a respect. So that is means wishing him good morning, and you have finished your list of things to do, so whatever he thinks to do, and that he has to remember that and everything, and make the client to be aware of the external situations. Okay, recognize the client as a person. So even if he is a patient and he's come for the disorder, and you have to be informed and you have to be treated as a person. Okay, and next one is a making observation. So making observation means verbalization what the nurse perceives. Okay, so when the client is giving an information, and the nurse has to be so very conscious that in a verbalization you have to give a perceptions, and also you have to give a facial expressions, everything you have to observe by the client, whether he is comfortable to the environment or whether he is uncomfortable to the hospital environment. And next one is offering self. So offering self means making oneself available. So in the therapeutic communication, and you also sees that, so spending a time with the person. So if the client is cooperative with the patient, the nurse has to be cooperate with the patient, so easily the client will have the some trust towards the nurse, and then he offer the whatever the nurse is giving the information, and he will accept and he will do the certain activities. And next one is a placing event in time or sequence, means clarifying the relationship of events in time. So what do you mean? That means clarifying the relationships. Okay, so the nurse and client relation should be clarified to the patient as well as a nurse, and she should not be intimate or close relationship with as a other than the therapeutic communication. So therapeutic means treatment, other than the treatment communication, the nurse has to be exceeded, or the client also should not be cross over to the limits. And next one, presenting reality. Okay, presenting reality, so offering for consideration that which is real. Okay, so the nurse has to be given an information that presenting reality where you have situated. I say no one else in the room, where you are situated, and everything clearly the nurse can indicate what is real and what is false. Everything you have to explain to the client. Okay, so for example, now for what purpose he has admitted in the hospital, and what is the reason behind that, and what the nurse is going to be do to the patient, everything. So she has to explain clearly, and whatever the reality is there, she has to expose that according to the disease condition situation. And next one is a reflecting. So reflecting, directing client action, thoughts and feeling back to the client. So reflecting, nothing else but, so whatever the, see here they has the question here, do you think I should tell the doctor, do you think you should? So what is going to be there here means, if client have any doubts regarding of the information, and he can ask the information to the, so whatever he has a right to expose his reflection and encouragement to ask or expose his feelings to any health professionals. Okay, and next one is a restarting. So restarting means repeating the main idea expressed. So repeating the main idea expressed here means, I can't sleep, I stay awake all the night. So what is going to, the client is continuously he's making about his sleep. So but what is a nurse restarting condition? So you have a difficulty sleeping, so he is giving an idea or the solution, what is the reason behind that you are having these type of situation, so that you have to intimate. Okay, and next one is a seeking information. Okay, seeking information, nothing else but make clear that which is not meaningful or to be vague. So seeking information means whatever the client have the doubts, and he is going to be clarify the doubts. So that type of is called as a seeking information. And silence, so absence of verbal communication, which provides time for the client to put thoughts or see here what is going to be there here means if the client is in a silence in the non-verbal communication is going to be maintained. So what is going to be there, the nurse has to identify, so in the process of eye communication of the person. So that is very very important. If he is not expose his feelings through the words, so he can convey his interest through the eyes or through non-verbal expression. So that the nurse has to be identified that kind of communication. And suggesting collaboration, so collaboration nothing else but, and if, for example, if the patient is having an anxiety, so the nurse has to identify and share the information whatever the problem and what is the solution she can give by exposing and communicating with the therapeutic communication. The nurse easily can bring up the problems of the client. So that is called as suggesting collaboration and sharing and giving the information of the benefits. And summarizing means organizing and summing up which has been gone before. So for example now, so the nurse after, for example, in the discharge process, so what she will be saying and whatever the information she has given in the hospital, and she will be summarizing the information, and from previous to these 3 days, and whatever the information I have given, just she will be summarizing the points and discussing awareness regarding of the participants. Okay, and translating into feelings. Okay, seeking verbalization client feelings that she will express only indirectly. Or for example now, so the client, I am dead, so are you suggesting that feel lifeful. So what is going to be there here, translating into feelings. For example, here the client is having a feeling of death, so but the nurse has to be make the feeling of indirectly, she will express only indirectly that, so death is not only the process, and indirectly you have to intimate the information, meaningful information, remove from the reality. So whatever the reality the client is having that he want to die, so the nurse has to bring back that reality from the real situation. And next one is a verbalizing the implied. So verbalizing the implied means, so voicing what the client has hinted or suggested. So here has a therapeutic communication, so the client is having the idea of that, so he will not speak with anyone, so because if I will speak with anyone also it's a waste of time. So but the nurse has to be make the suggestion to the client, so that if you are talking and open with others, and automatically you will feel understandable the situation of what is happening to the other person. And next one is a voicing doubt. Okay, voicing doubt is expressing uncertainty about the reality of the client perception. So what is that means, okay, so what is the reality. For example now, the client is in the situation of the hospital, so how you can respond to these situation means, and whatever the client expression of doubt is there, and whatever the perception of the client is there, and that is not reality, that is a perception what the client is assuming. So for example now, so the client who is there in the hospital, and he is a perception of in the process of death, and what is going to be happens to me, so that is a perception levels of the client. So how the nurse is going to be make, and the client of the nurse with the therapeutic relationship is helpful to bring back that kind of perceptions to the real situation. So that is regarding of the voicing doubts. Okay, so that is regarding of a therapeutic communication. And next we'll go for the interpersonal relationship. So interpersonal relationship is nothing else but it is a strong communication between, so one individual to other individual to share their interest and goals is called as a interpersonal relationship. For example now, so what are the individual taste, for example that mindset is there, and same individual mindsets and taste, and that is going to be associated with the other person and shares with the other person, and to identify the goals and interest to make some relationship between the individual for a longer period is called as a interpersonal communication. So in this interpersonal communication, and you are going to lead some of the self of trust, loyalty and commitment is going to be there in a relationship. And example we can see this type of interpersonal relationship, one example is a husband and wife relationship. Okay, next one is the stages in an interpersonal relationship. So first one is a possibility. Two types of stages they are divided. So that is possibility and possibility 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, so here stages of interpersonal mainly concentrated on the time of relationship to grow and pass the test of time. Okay, so when the relationship will start and when it is going to be ends. Okay, so in the possibility one, they are explaining that first they will be having a introduction, nothing else but, so might start a relationship with the strangers. What whenever we are communicating with any person, first we make the relationship between the strangers, so who are not known to us. So then afterwards, so we are making them to partners gradually, and they will share their interest and they will share their opinions, everything they will be so making a commitment between one person and other person. And in the possibility to what they are explaining, so if their relationship, their opinions and the views and everything will be comfortable and they will be leading a happy life. And if these relationships and they will not have trust towards each person and they get into troubles and they will be so starting a other fresh interpersonal relationship. So that is regarding of two types of interpersonal relationship. Okay, and according to the famous psychologist George Levenger, so he is giving a 5 stages of relationship. So first stage is a acquaintance. Okay, so here acquaintance nothing else but, so here common friends social gatherings will be happening. Here the starting of relationship is called as a acquaintance. Okay, so what is acquaintance mean? The starting of relationship is called as acquaintance. And here in the starting of relationship and they are going to make a relationship with their social gatherings. Okay, so either which are not known to them or which who are not or relatives to them, so that is called as a acquaintance. Okay, and next one is a build up. Okay, build up means what? So in this relationship and they will start to trust each other. Okay, so no longer strangers and they'll start to trust each other, and individual must be compatible, nothing else but, for example, these two individuals will come close and so they will feel for each other and they will love each other and they will be passionate towards each other and they will share their interest also. So that kind of is called as a build up relationship. And next one, continuation stage. So continuation stage means whatever the um, interest and everything they are building up and they are making into the next step of trust. Okay, so trust and these trust of relationship and they are going to so stay in the relationship forever. Okay, and they will accompany each other and what are the problems they are having also they are going to be understand by themselves and they are going to maintain the relationship in the continuation stage. And next one is a deterioration. So deterioration means if you have a lack of trust. So continuation means what? If you have a trust and every interest towards the human person of individual and you are going to continue the relationship. So here if you don't have a trust and lack of compatibility, love and care, and you are going to misunderstand the person and the serious troubles of relationship is going to be there in deterioration. And next one is the last one is termination stage. So termination stage means and breakup. Okay, that is death of any one partner, divorce or separation from one person to other person. So these are the 5 stages of relationships. Okay, and the next one is the importance of interpersonal relationships. So why interpersonal relationship is very very important? See here the in first one it is telling that, and whenever you are working along with your group, along in the or for example or organization, so alone you can't work in the organization wherever you are staying 8 to 9 hours. So automatically you need a partner and to enhance to share a feelings and problems or association, so then only you feel free to associate with the every person. That is very very important in the interpersonal relationship. Okay, and next one, so here they're explaining that to take a decision. Okay, to take a decision, so one simple brain is not enough. So the coordination brain, for example now, so the employees, okay, so employees only is a brainstorm together, so when giving some ideas and strategies to the boss. So that is one type of an interpersonal relationship. And interpersonal relationship has a direct effect on the organization culture. So here nothing else but, if you are not meant, if you are not having a proper interpersonal relationship in the workplace, so automatically it leads to the conflicts and spoil the work environment. And last one and next one they are explaining that, and in the interpersonal relationship, hard work and motivation and also understanding is also very very important. So along with your co-workers and how we are working, and what are the mistakes you are having and how they are going to cope up the mistakes, everything they are going to discuss. And in the interpersonal relationship, the individual around who really care for us. For example now, so if you have a good relationship with your faculty, and if any problem you are occurring, and so you will be having a trust that somebody are there to care for us, so that kind of relationship is called as interpersonal relationship. And next one, fellow workers to complete the assignments. See here, whenever you are maintaining an interpersonal relationship and you can work out so immediately, and your fellow workers also will be helpful to finish the task immediately. So that is only the importance of relationship. And what are the factors affecting of interpersonal relationships? Okay, so first one is a compatibility. So compatibility nothing else but intimate with each other. Okay, so intimate with each other, close with each other. If two individuals in relationship, they are intimate or close with each other, and they can easily have the normal way of life, continuation of the relationship will be good. And if these compatible relation, like for example conflict and misunderstanding in relationships are there, and it may lead to the termination phase. Okay, and next one is a communication phase. Okay, so communication means what? If you are maintaining a good relationship with every person, and automatically the better information or the better communication only you are going to get the return back. Okay, next one is a honesty, and whatever you are maintaining the relationship, that should be a honest enough. Okay, and whatever the information you are giving to other person, and that should not be leaked to the other person. So whenever you are speaking with this kind of interpersonal relationship, and thinking before speaking is very very important. Okay, and next one is a stay calm. So if in your relationship and there is any problems, and you have to should not be overactive towards the relationship, and you should have some of the problem solving skills, like saying sorry or adjusting whatever the situation is happening. And next one is a forgiving. So forgiving means, and whatever the issues and foolish things has happened in your relationship, and that should be have the capability of forgiving relationship. So what are the mistakes they have done, you have to forgive them. Okay, and next one is a smile. So in every relationship, smile is also one of the major part of the concentration. So whenever you have a talking with every person, and the facial expression of smile is very very important. And a time, so whenever you are making a communication or making interpersonal relationship, you have to spend a time with your partner. That is very very important. So especially in the so wife and husband, and there will be more conflicts, and due to not giving of sufficient time to the wife. Okay, that is a best example of the time. And next one is the theories of interpersonal relationship. So first one is a social exchange theory. Okay, and the social exchange theory was explained by George Capser Homans in the year of 1958. So he is explaining that mostly the social exchange theory is concentrated on the give and take theory. Okay, so mainly the interpersonal relationship, and he explained a give and take theory. So give and take process that he has explained. So in our society, whatever info communication we are making with other person, and some more other, and give and take process is going on. For example now, so the person who are communicate, for example now if I want to communicate with other person, so if I have any information or expecting something from you only, I am making a relationship with other person. So that is a present situation, every person is going to be have these kind of relationship. Okay, so but George Capson Hormones is saying that, and these type of relationship is not considered to make an interpersonal relationship. So whatever the relationship you are making, and you should be not in the process of and having something from others, and you should be concentrating on the what you have to give, and what you are expect, you should not expect anything from any person. Okay, and you should be valued for the person, and you should be treat a best relationship and a very not harmful relationship towards the process. That kind of relationship is called as social exchange theory. Okay, so you should not be accepting anything from other person, and to whom you are making a relationship. That is the best way of taking of the interpersonal relationship, that is social exchange theory. And second one is a uncertainty reduction theory. So uncertainty reduction theory nothing else but, okay, so explain the relationship between individual who do not know each other much nor or complete the stages. So here in the first, what are the types of possibility 1 and 2 we have discussed, right? So same thing here also they will be explaining that in uncertainty, the Charles R. Berger and Richard J. Calbres has proposed this uncertainty reduction theory. So means, so the interpersonal relationship already exposed that the person who not known to us or he is a stranger to us and we are going to make an interpersonal relationship is called as a uncertainty reduction theory. So he has described the 3 stages. Okay, and the first one is, okay, and the first one is a entry stage. Okay, the first one is entry stage, nothing else but, so each one tries to find out the other person. For example, now either it may be the strangers who are not known to your colleagues and your family members or your schoolmates and your interest of jobs, hobbies, and wherever the person is there, that you there you are going to make a relationship and try to know about relationship between each other, and you will find a person and you will try to know about him and make a interest about him and to know about likes and dislikes of the person in the relationship. That is entry stage. And in the personal stage, so personal stage means, and it is a no longer a stranger learning it is, and where the person knows the partner and he will make some of the personal relationship with the person. So that is, for example, now, and he will know, and he came to the step of knowing his values, ethics, and what is behavior of the person, and so whether she can be mingling with us, everything he is going to be identify the character of the person. And exit stage means, already you knows that, so if the